What's up, everybody? It's Johnny, and I'm back today to talk about the payroll tax deferral executive order. This is very important, as this executive order may directly impact your paycheck from right now until April of 2021. Now, one thing that I said already, and I want to make sure that I'm very clear on, is that I said payroll tax deferral. I did not say payroll tax cut. I am sure at this point you've seen articles or social media posts that use the word payroll tax cut. And to me, that is misleading. There is a big difference between a deferral and a cut. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. As always, in an effort to keep this video clear, concise, and easy to follow, I'm going to break the video down into two parts. First, I will break down the executive order, how to calculate the deferral amount, and explain to you how it may directly impact your paycheck. Second, I'll answer some common questions, including, will this impact my paycheck next year in 2021? And what can I expect next? So in the first part of this video, let's break it down. Let's start by talking about your normal paycheck. If you are an employee, which means at the end of the year you receive a Form W-2, you withhold taxes each time you are paid. Let's think about your paycheck. At the top, you have your gross, which is a number you probably like, but then you have deductions for payroll taxes. These deductions include Social Security, 6.2%, Medicare, 1.45%, federal taxes, and then maybe some state and local taxes depending on the state in which you live. Then at the bottom, so you have your gross at the top, you have your Social Security deduction, your Medicare deduction, your federal deduction, and maybe some state and local tax deductions. And then at the bottom, you have your net. That's the amount that actually goes into your bank account. And that number you probably don't like as much. Now, this executive order specifically relates to the 6.2% deduction for Social Security tax. Here's exactly how it works. From September 1st to December 31st, certain employees will not have to withhold the 6.2% for Social Security. Eligible employees include those who earn less than $4,000 before taxes during any bi-weekly paycheck period. This is $104,000 per year for a salaried employee. Now, it is important to note that your employer may not offer this or participate in this program. It's the employer's choice to offer it, and if they do, you may have the choice as to whether or not you want to take the deferral. Okay, so at this point, let's calculate the deferral amount and figure out how much it will increase your paycheck from now to December. Alright guys, I'm bringing back the whiteboard for this calculation. So the calculation is pretty simple. So what you're going to do is take your bi-weekly gross. So for this example, I went right to the limit, $4,000. Okay? At that point, you're going to multiply the $4,000 by 6.2%, the Social Security tax. So that's $248. What that means is that per paycheck, from September 1st to December 31st, you would receive an additional $248 per paycheck as an increase to your net pay. Okay? Now, if we're talking about bi-weekly pay, from September until December 31st, you're looking at approximately 9 additional paychecks. So if you take that $248 per paycheck and multiply it by 9 additional pays, there's a total increase in money into your bank account of $2,232. So again, to calculate your deferral amount, you would take your gross, multiply it by 6.2% to find out what your increase would be per paycheck. Then there's approximately 9 pays from now bi-weekly from September to December 31st, which you would multiply the amount per paycheck by 9 to get the total amount of increase to your bank account from now until December 31st. Okay guys, so to sum up what we just did on the whiteboard, from September to December of 2020, that individual in the example on the whiteboard would receive $2,232 more in total and $248 more per paycheck. That seems great, but right now is the moment where I explain why this is a deferral and not a tax cut. A deferral means that the tax will need to be paid back at some point in the future. A cut would infer that you would not have to pay it back. So now we're going to enter into part 2 of the video and talk about how this will impact your paycheck in 2021. And I just want to say that if you're enjoying this video so far and you're finding it helpful, please click that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so going back to our numbers from the example on the whiteboard. That particular individual saved $2,232 in taxes from September to December in 2020. Now, from January to April of 2021, the employer of that individual would need to repay the total amount, $2,232. So how will that impact you? This means that employers could deduct $248, that gross times the 6.2%, more from each paycheck during that period to recoup the $2,232. So let's wrap this up. In conclusion, in the year 2020, from September to December, you would receive a higher than normal paycheck. But in the first few months of 2021, you would receive a lower than normal paycheck. So, where do we go from here? Well, it has been reported that President Trump hopes that Congress will pass legislation to forgive and actually cut the tax so it would not have to be repaid in 2021. Now, we're talking about the same Congress that currently can't seem to agree on anything and has not compromised on topics such as unemployment, stimulus checks, and more. So, in my opinion, it seems highly unlikely that this will be forgiven and be an actual tax cut. It is very likely that this will stay a deferral that will impact your paycheck in 2020 and in 2021. With that in mind, remember, if your employer participates and it impacts your paycheck, expect more money for the rest of 2020 and less money from January to April in 2021. My recommendation is that in 2020, while you're receiving more money than normal during this time per paycheck, please use this as a time to save additional money. I have a video on tips for saving that I will include in the description below. Please check it out. I hope that this video helped you all better understand what is going on. Please remember, all of this is subject to change, especially if Congress actually does come together and make some agreements, which is possible. As always, stay healthy, stay sane, and I cannot wait to see you all soon.